So let's continue this parade of abuse called Do Not Sync. This is the top 10 reasons why you might want to rethink getting seriously involved and excited about sync licensing. So I've been somebody that's been doing it for basically 15 years, more or less right now. And I can tell you that for all the amazing benefits and wonderful things that you can get out of this industry, of course, placements, income, exposure, all that great stuff, there is a laundry list of downsides and challenges that you need to be fully aware of before you devote a lot of your time, energy, money, and effort into this business. So that's what this whole series is about. If you're brand new to this, you need to click on the link below, get to the very start of this playlist. There's 10 videos so that you can actually get a full 360 view as to what you're really signing up for if you want to take this industry seriously, okay? So this is video number 6. Sync licensing can kill, capital K, your creative spirit, okay? I can't tell you how many times I have either received a very disappointing royalty check, got rejected from a brief, basically just didn't get accepted, got rejected from a library, got writer's block, had a horrible collaboration experience, you name it, where I basically wanted to pick up my computer and throw it out of the window and retire and be done. Not only just with sync licensing, but be done with music, because this is a really, really tough business that will constantly keep challenging you. It'll definitely help you grow emotionally, hopefully, and you don't break any windows or any computers. But it'll definitely keep pushing you, okay? So the first thing you need to know about production music, that's what we create in this world, is it's basically a copycat game. That's primarily what we do. Sure, there's gonna be some space for creativity and originality, and every so often something of you will come out in some of your tracks, but the vast majority of what you're going to be doing, what you're going to be asked to do in this business is, hey, can you make a track like this, like that, like this artist, like this composer, like that TV show, like this commercial that we used to do, like this track that's in this other library, like this TV show. That's primarily what everybody's going to ask you to do in this business, is to basically sound kind of like something that they can't afford, because you're a lot cheaper. We are a lot cheaper than, you know, a major A-list artist or a recording artist or something like that, or a composer, right? So that right off the bat for some composers feels like a creativity drag, and it's going to basically just take down your spirit and not let you really thrive as a creative person. And that's definitely true for some people. I didn't necessarily feel it was true for me, but I know for some people, just hearing that they're going to have to kind of sound like other people and try to do that consistently, like every single week, every single month, that might be something you don't want to have anything to do with. And that's okay. That might be your one, bit of truth you need to understand about this business, to know there are plenty of other places to try to monetize your music and get, and create a full-time income for yourself with your music. So this might just not be it. Reference tracks, right? If you don't know what a reference track, it's essentially what I was just talking about. It would be a library telling you, we need a track that sounds just like blah, 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 insert the name. That's called a reference track. That means that that reference track is your inspiration. So it's not going to be what you're feeling like that day. It's not going to be the emotions you've been going through. It's not going to be the breakup you just had, or that you just lost the job, or whatever's going on in your life, or that's usually your inspiration for your original music. No. Justin Bieber this week is your inspiration. So if that sounds terrible to you, you need to know that that's definitely going to be asked of you of this industry. There'll certainly be times where you'll hear a track and you'll actually like it. And you'll be like, you know what, I am inspired to want to make music like that. But plenty of times you're going to hear cheesy jingle commercial music going, I don't like that. That's not my type of music. I don't think that's really that good or that interesting. But this is a gig, and if I want to make a living at this, I've got to go for the gig. So just know those are going to be your sources of inspiration in this business. Briefs, the ones that are going to tell you what music you need to write, or either, hey, we got a commercial, we need some music for it. They're going to tell you to work on stuff constantly that you're not excited about, right? And that does take a toll on your creativity. So it's like your creativity is basically, like I see, like, just a bucket that you can kind of dish it out for people and be a service person for a long time. But there comes a time where you're kind of at the bottom of your bucket, where it's like, I can't do another, and I felt this in my career so many times, I can't do another 10 party EDM tracks. I've done that for months now. I'm not in the mood to be at a dance, at a dance club at 4 a.m, dancing with these loud siren synths anymore. I can't do it anymore. My brain, my creativity, my spirit is killed. Congratulations, industry. You have killed it for me. So you're going to run into that many, many times. So you have to basically take it upon yourself to either take a break, if you need to take a break, communicate with your library and let them know, hey, I need to do something else. This is really just destroying my creativity. Inject a new genre into something that you've been doing too much of. Maybe listen to some new music. Go for many long walks in the park. Go meditate for an hour or two. Watch a great movie. Whatever you got to do to kind of reinvigorate yourself. Nobody's going to reinvigorate you in this industry other than you. You have to do it. Not even me. Nobody else is going to be able to do it better than you can do it yourself. So you have to take that responsibility in this business. Next, there's going to be really, really fast turnarounds in this industry. So meaning end of the day, like you might get a brief at 5 a.m. Can you get this to us by 4 p.m. because we've got a client on the East Coast. They need to hear it before they go to bed. We need to make sure that this is in their hands well before they get in their car for their rush hour drive home so they can listen to it on the drive home. Those are very, very common briefs. 24 hours, 48 hours, 3 days, that kind of a thing. Some people thrive in that kind of a pressured environment. I feel like I do. I love pressure, even though it's a little bit intimidating. It also gets me excited and really like, okay, let's do it. Now the clock is ticking, and it really forces me to kind of make decisions much quicker than I probably would have if I had a lot more time. So some people are better under pressure, others are not. Some people, for that kind of, when you are trying to be creative, if there's a hard deadline at the end of the day, that can just destroy your creative spirit, and you don't want to really make any more music that day. So just know that's what's in front of you. And the biggest thing you need to take away from this video, and the biggest depressing thought I think you should really be aware of, is this industry, sync licensing, is not about you or I. It's not about the music creators. It's not about music producers. It's not about artists. It's not about all the cool stuff that we think that we make, which we do. I think we do create some really cool stuff. But of course, we think our own music is way better than anybody else probably thinks our music is. But this industry is not about us. It's about them. It's about the client. It's about the TV show, the movie, the production, the commercial, and basically the final person or group of people that are making the decision as to what tracks get placed. It's really about them. It's about their project. It's about their needs. I almost don't even want to say it's really about the TV show, because obviously, not the best tracks or the most appropriate tracks ever get placed. A lot of times it can be politics. It can be just being an easy person to work with. It can be they're a fan of a particular type of track, and so they get to decide, this is the track I want in this TV show because I'm a fan of this artist or this composer, right? So really, this whole industry is about a few key decision makers in this business, which is extremely frustrating, right? Because we're constantly having to serve them. We're constantly having to figure out what do they like and how do we make sure that we increase our odds the best we can to get in their favor so that they make our tracks go on to their projects. And that is seemingly sometimes an impossible task, and you have to just constantly put yourself out there and hope that it's the right one. So knowing that none of this is about you and your creativity and your needs and your desire to express yourself musically, that really is not at the top of anybody's list in this business. People might say that. There's definitely people that will talk a good game and say, we really want you to really express yourself and bring out something amazing. But at the end of the day, they get to make the decision, right? It's really on them to decide whose creativity was the one that got onto the platform. And some people didn't have to pull up any creativity that day. They just literally followed exactly what the brief said. Were feeling like crap, but they could still fake it long enough, and it still fit the brief. They had no creative spirit shown through in their work at all. They were basically just copying what was asked of them, and they got the gig. And it was a $10,000 sync fee, and they did great. Is that quote unquote fair? Is that really about the creativity? No, right? None of those things. It's just about whatever was going on through that music supervisor or music editor or director's head that day was what worked for that particular opportunity. Okay, so now that we've killed your creative spirit with sync licensing, next we're going to make you lonely, right? Exciting. So this is a very lonely business. So in video 7, we're going to talk about all the different lonely aspects of this industry and why just working by yourself for a long period of time and for multiple months and years can absolutely create burnout for you in this business. So you need to be aware of that before you get further into this journey and this exciting adventure called sync licensing. So watch that next video when I post it in a couple of days.